So, talking about CBSE, we know that CBSE always talks about holistic learning. So, how do you see sports fitting into that picture, not just as part of a co curricular activity?
CBSE gives lot of importance to co-curricular activities, and sports is an integral part of that. Overall development of a child, it is very important right from early years. Children, are playing some sport.
So, अगर हम स्मॉल टाउन्स की बात करें जहाँ पर CBSE के schools हैं, वहाँ पर what is CBSE doing to promote sports at the grassroots level?
The country can produce top-end sports players only when they are groomed right at early age, and that is through schools.
That's right, and of course, hearing this from you, it definitely comes as an encouraging boost to the parents.
High point for us would be that more and more of our students not just represent India at Olympics but also bring medals for the country.
Hello, my name is Manika. Welcome to this insightful conversation with Sri Himanshu Gupta, Secretary, Central Board of Secondary Education. Today, we are going to discuss how CBSE is redefining education by integrating sports, physical activities in daily learning. Thank you so much, sir, for giving us your time and this opportunity to talk about a topic which is need of the hour, and a lot of parents need to know about this as well. So, talking about CBSE, we know that CBSE always talks about holistic learning. So, how do you see sports fitting into that picture, not just as part of a co curricular activity, but as a part of real education in schools?
See, CBSE gives lot of importance to co-curricular activities, and sports is an integral part of that. We are now promoting sports in curriculum right from early years, right from primary years. Children study about physical education. We mandate that in a week, there should be at least 2 periods for sports in early years. And a lot of studies have shown the impact of playing in natural playground and doing sports activities being beneficial not only to the child in terms of its physical health but also in mental and emotional health. So for overall development of a child, it is very important right from early years. Children, are playing some sport, and schools must ensure that those open spaces, both for open spaces for outdoor sports, and then a lot of indoor sports are there. Both these facilities should be there in schools.
That's great to know, sir. And how aligned is this with Khelo Bharat Niti 2025, if I may ask?
It is completely aligned. See, we have to understand that the country can produce top end sports players only when they are groomed right at early age, and that is through schools. So there is a need to have an integration of school ecosystem with higher education system as well as higher sports tournaments. So it is important that right from early years sporting talent is promoted. First it is identified, after identification it is promoted, and adequate opportunities are given to the students based upon their number one inner strength, and then the training that they go through, be it in school or even outside school hours.
That's true, sir. And so we have seen in the past big names in sports. If I talk about Saina Nehwal, so she belonged to a small town, and her father took her to Hyderabad, where the coaching happened, and she came out to be what she is today. So अगर हम small towns की बात करें, जहाँ पर CBSE के schools हैं, वहाँ पर what is CBSE doing to promote sports at the grassroots level?
Yeah, so number one is the physical infrastructure that we talk about. Our affiliation bylaws mandate that every school must have a playground and also indoor sports facilities. The second thing that we have done is that every school must have one physical education teacher. That is our mandate. Number three, we are also now maintaining the database of the sports player or the students in terms of how are their sports performances. We are also trying to tie up with Sports Authority of India so that we use their platform for filling up all the data in terms of the performance of students right from early years, so that they are able to identify the extraordinary talent that is there, be it in rural India or in urban areas.
That's right, sir. And finding the talent, I think the first set of people who identify a talent are the parents. So, coming to the parents now, we know our country is all about subjects, marks, or had been about subjects, marks, percentage, mindset of parents. I come from a mindset where I have a 13-year-old in a CBSE school and I promote him in sports. I tell him that let that be your first priority, your sports. But not all parents think alike, like my peers. So they think that studies are more important. So, how do we explain to those parents
I
about the
think
balance between the
I
both?
think a lot of national policies are now being developed to promote sports in school and in higher education. Parents have to understand that, if parents must know about it, that every higher education institution is mandated to have sports quota. So what that actually provides is that if your ward is doing very well in sports, then he or she will, have that sports quota in higher educational institutions. And lot of premier colleges are, taking up students under the sports quota and promoting them and grooming them, providing them opportunities to play for, interstate, nationals and international events. So playing a sport, number one, the vertical mobility is there. Number two, sports is not just about career. It's also about one's own personal, personality development, one's own, not just personality but also physical and mental health.
True.
With the digital era, digital age coming up, and we are hearing so much about mental health issues, sports provides, I mean, playing one sport can actually take one out from lot of such diseases
Channelizing
that
the
are
energy,
associated with, physical and mental health.
channelizing the energy of the child as well.
So yeah, so when a child is playing in a team game,
Mhm.
he or she learns so many things. He learns about, resilience, leadership, team spirit, and knowing to rise again after falling. So all these things are very, very important in one's life, and now people are understanding that this is in a way holistic education. Education is not just about reading books, it's also trying to learn from each and every incident of life. And sports, in a way, that's why becomes very, very important part of one's life. In fact, I would also say this to all the students and parents, that if your child or if you as a student have one sport as a, learn one sport and try to take it throughout your life, that can really be a very big motivating factor in times of, distress, and in times of when, you are finding your life at nadir. Playing one sport can actually give you so much of refreshing moments, and it can really boost your mindset and take you out of tough times.
That's right. And of course, hearing this from you, it definitely comes as an encouraging boost to the parents. But is there a mechanism at school level where parents could be counseled for this specific
I think
subject?
CBSE has started off with parenting sessions, and in that way, we ask all the principals to at least quarterly meet the parents. I mean, the class teachers should meet the parents and talk to them, not just about academic activities but co-curricular activities also. We have developed holistic progress card, where lot of importance is given to the sports activities, and a teacher is supposed to evaluate a child on what sort of sports a child is playing. Again, even the peers are supposed to evaluate and the parents are supposed to evaluate. So we are creating that ecosystem where parents, happily send their children to the playgrounds, to the fields, and children also, learn the sport as they not just for competing, but also for their own personal development.
That's right. And once a student gets into camps, goes to tours, represents their school in various competitions, so obviously the student is not in the school. So what has CBSE done or is doing or proposed to do for making that balance between their studies so they don't fall back on what they're already doing?
Yeah, so we provide number one for such sports students who are excelling well in nationals. We provide them the attendance grace,
Okay.
and also they get the opportunity of sitting in a separate exam, which is conducted by CBSE. I mean, class 12th and 10th at both levels. So we conduct special exam for the students who, due to their events, are not able to give regular exams. So this is a very big facility that we make it available to the sports students.
That's true, sir. And it is definitely going to encourage parents also, students also, when they come to know that, of course, their education will also be balanced with their sporting activities. So, if we look at India now as a growing sporting nation where a lot of emphasis is given on sports now, so 5 years down the line, where do you see by CBSE support Indian sports is standing?
I think the high point for us would be that more and more of our students not just represent India at Olympics, but also bring medals for the country. And, our country promotes sport in such a way that all the stakeholders come together in celebrating uh, the awards performance, or the performance in any sport that the child is playing. And we can see this by the growing number of participants from CBSE schools in various national events and international events. Obviously there is lot to cover, but it will only happen when all the stakeholders will come together.
That's absolutely right, sir. Thank you so much for this insightful conversation. It was a wonderful, wonderful time, and speaking with you was really great. I'm sure after this conversation, a lot of parents and the students alike who are watching us will be able to take CBSE, follow CBSE as a medium for change, a medium for holistic development, sports and academics together.
Thank you so much. I would, in the end, would like to tell all the parents that CBSE every year conducts sports events in 25 major games. We are now increasing the number of sports in the national events, and we are a part of SGFI, School Games Federation of India. So the students who win the national events of CBSE, they participate directly in School Games Federation of India events in the nationals, and in also the Khelo India Games, and that provides them an opportunity to represent India at the overall national level, and also provide students, the ones who are performing well, they also get certificates which helps them in admission in higher education institutions. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We were in conversation with Sri Himanshu Gupta, Secretary, Central Board of Secondary Education. Follow us on our social media pages and YouTube for more such insightful conversations and discussions.